That's good stuff. So I'm not much of a coffee drinker, right? So many people in my life, when they see me drinking other drinks out of coffee mugs, they act like I'm committing a crime. I'm sorry, Janet. I don't like coffee. Am I supposed to do nothing with my coffee mugs? Look at this, Janet. I don't know who Janet is. This is the truest thing I've ever read. I'm gonna use the mug. You know what I mean? Hello friends, my name is Miranda. Welcome back to my universe. Today we are going to be talking about every single book that you will most likely want to read before picking up Stephen King's newest book, Never Flinch, which comes out May 27th of this year. We are going to be exploring every single book that features the character Holly GIBNEY, who is a very deeply beloved, reoccurring character within the Stephen King universe. I'm going to walk you through each book that she appears in, the recommended reading order, which is literally just publication order, and I will also be giving you a quick spoiler-free synopsis of each novel, just so you know what you're getting yourself into before picking up the books. Now, of course, just a heads up, you don't necessarily have to read these books in any particular order. I talk about one series in this video, which of course you won't want to mix and match those books. The rest of the books, you don't have to read them in any order. You can pick or choose which ones you want to read or what you don't want to read. However, if you are somebody who wants to fully understand Holly, see her growth and how she evolves as a character and what her relationship dynamics look like, and just in general, understand her lore before hopping into Never Flinch, then this video is definitely for you because I will be talking about what books you should pick up. Stephen King's universe is very expansive, and I know that it can sometimes seem overwhelming, but if you're wanting to pick up his new book, right, you can just do that. I don't want to pressure you, I don't want to overwhelm you. You can just pick up Never Flinch if you want to. However, Holly GIBNEY has a lot more to her than just the new book. So I'm hopefully going to help you traverse the expansive universe that is Stephen King to find the novels that you should read if you would like to properly prepare for the new book. So grab a drink, grab a snack, let's get all comfy cozy, and let's talk about Holly GIBNEY. Also, I did want to mention that all of the novels I do talk about in this video are linked below in my Amazon shop, so feel free to check them out if you want the actual synopsis for them, or if you want to purchase, which I highly recommend. One of the first things that you should know is that we have 6 books that we're going to be talking about. Never Flinch, the new one, would be the 7th. So depending on how you want to keep track of those books, what you want to add to your TBR or your Goodreads list, you can count Never Flinch or not. But there are 6 books that are fully published out to the world that you can access right now that feature Holly GIBNEY. The first 3 books of these 6 are the Bill Hodges trilogy, which consists of Mr. Mercedes, Finders Keepers, and End of Watch. I personally love this trilogy, and I think anybody and everyone should read them, whether they want to know about Holly or not. My copies of the trilogy are up here. However, I'm feeling extremely lazy today, and I don't want to take any of my books off of my shelf. I own all of them except Never Flinch. I'm not sponsored. Though, Stephen King, if you're watching this, please. I'd love a signed copy. Better yet, I'd love to meet you. I'll fly anywhere. Anywhere. Mr. Mercedes is the first novel in the Bill Hodges trilogy. This is one of my favorite Stephen King books of all time. Like, if you don't read any of the other books, if you're telling me, Miranda, I'm only gonna read one book, okay, read Mr. Mercedes. I love Mr. Mercedes so much. It's not my favorite of all time, I would say, but it is top 5 for sure. In Mr. Mercedes, we follow around Bill Hodges, our main character, of course. The series is named after him, who is a retired police officer. He actually comes out of retirement after he receives a lot of very concerning emails and messages online and physical letters that are written by a killer that he never caught when he was on active duty. So he actually bands up with a lot of different characters, Holly GIBNEY included, in order to crack the case. And that's Mr. Mercedes for you. Finders Keepers is the second book in the Bill Hodges trilogy. It does follow quite a different storyline, though. We follow around a teenager who discovers something buried in his backyard. And Holly, of course, resurfaces along with Bill Hodges in order to crack a different case. And then the last book in the trilogy is End of Watch, which follows around, for the most part, the same storyline as the first book, Mr. Mercedes, except it goes deeper into the characters, deeper into the case itself. It's very fascinating. The ending is mind-blowing. So I highly recommend this series in general. All right, so hypothetically, you finished the Bill Hodges trilogy. You're looking at me like, Miranda, what do I read next? Oh my gosh, I'm so glad you asked. The Outsider. Please read The Outsider. Oh my gosh, I know people who just read The Outsider, like this is their first Stephen King novel. That's totally fine. Whatever gets you to read The Outsider. You know what I mean? Well, I mean, it's not as good as Mr. Mercedes, so please just read that one, you know what I mean? But The Outsider is good enough as well. In this novel, we follow around more of a supernatural case where Holly is actually one of the main characters. Bill Hodges does appear in this one as well. I just love how interconnected everything is, but he is more of a side character, like a supportive character, and we begin to really see Holly's growth in this novel. The case they're trying to solve in this novel is more supernatural, a conundrum where a man appears to be in two places at once, and Holly's trying to figure out how that's even possible. What does she believe? Does she believe what she is seeing, or is there something deeper beyond what she can see that is at play here? Very good novel. Love it. After The Outsider, the next story that Holly Gibney and her friends appear in would be It Bleeds. This is actually a collection of short stories, aka novellas, and the actual novella titled If It Bleeds is the one that Holly Gibney is in. So if you don't want to read the other short stories, you just want to skip to If It Bleeds, that's perfectly fine. You will get all the info that you need just from that short story. It's just a fun short story, very simple, quick read. It is quite horrifying. I would say that this one specifically is maybe one of the scarier stories that Holly is a part of. I remember being really freaked out reading this one. So maybe that's just a personal thing. But yeah, this one's a much quicker, faster read, obviously, because it isn't a full-grown novel. And now at this point in the journey, you have made it so far. There is one last book that you need to read in prep for Never Flinch, and that will be Holly's actual book, Holly. This one I can't really say much about because I actually haven't finished this one. I have read all the others, but I only read half of this one before I fell into a very long and very grueling reading slump where I seriously didn't read anything for about a year and a half. And so I never finished this novel. I do plan on picking it back up again though, because of course you have to. It's Holly! This story follows around new characters as well as old. Holly Gibney is, of course, our main character. She is running her own agency at this point, and she takes on a case that is a missing persons case. She thinks it'll be simple, easy fix, when in reality it is very deep and very disturbing. If the title wasn't obvious enough, we dive very deep into who Holly is. She is fully in the spotlight in this one, for sure. And there you have it. Those are the 6 stories that you should read leading up to Never Flinch. I really hope that this video was helpful for you, and if it was, please give me a big like, subscribe if you haven't already, and of course comment down below if you have read any of these books. What are your thoughts and feelings? Are you excited for the new novel coming out? Tell me all the good details. I would love to talk and discuss Stephen King with you. At the time of me putting this video up, we have less than 7 weeks until Never Flinch comes out, and I'm so excited for it. So you know that I am going to be picking up Holly here very soon in preparation for it. So let me know what your reading goals are, what you are planning on reading, if you are preparing at all for the new novel, what that looks like. Thank you so much for watching this video and supporting me. I love you all so much. Please be safe, make great choices, and I will definitely be seeing you next time. Bye!